Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter, and we are kind of getting close to the end here. We are on challenge number seven today. We've been going last week and this week. We've been building and designing all sorts of fun applications, websites, and designs focused on bringing community together, connecting people digitally during this time of isolation and feeling disconnected. Don't feel disconnected. There's plenty of ways for you to plug in and stay connected. And one of those great ways is here on the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. There's lots of people jumping in the chat and connecting. Sam Peterson is moderating for us. We got Hadil and Vipin and Talua and Monir and Andreas. Leon is coming back. Lots of familiar names and avatars in our live chat. Excited to see everybody. How's everyone's Wednesday going so far? Mine is going, it's Wednesday, right? It sure is Wednesday. Wednesday and a good day. Justin says, what's up, my peeps? I like that. Everybody just put your favorite emoji and some sort of amazing salutation, some sort of amazing hello there in the chat. If you have been hanging around, you've probably seen some of the amazing content that's been on Behance Live. And let me jump over to our schedule so you can see what we've been doing. Started the morning off right with the main man, Howard Pinsky, getting started in Adobe XD. That was a fun stream for sure. Photoshop Daily, we have lots of challenges going on right now. So the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge with Kathleen Martin, the Photoshop Compositing with Lisa and Jesus. Then you had the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge with Julia, who's absolutely amazing and awesome. Graphic Design, you just watched, hopefully, with Nick Chaffee. You're here right now with me, Jesse Showalter, the XD Daily Creative Challenge. And we still have some more great content for the day, like drawing along with Kyle T. Webster and a design off with Voodoo Val and Panda. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be awesome. So with that being said, if you've never participated in the XD Daily Creative Challenge, let's do it as quick as we possibly can today, so we can get to the actual design and get to the fun stuff. Each day you're going to receive a challenge. Like I said, we're on challenge number 7 today. We're going to be talking about ContentAware Layout, really fun challenge today. We're going to be designing a UI for kids to watch content like online fun cartoons and fun things, and then have watch parties with their friends. That could be pretty cool. You can grab the starting file right there. And the URL for that is behance.net/challenge/XD. You can see that, jump there and hit that big blue button to take the challenge. After that, you're going to stay connected, join the community chat, not just this live chat, but the XD Discord server with over 35,000 creatives. This is where you're going to find feedback and friends and community. You're also going to be submitting your work here, and we're going to be doing some reviews today. Let me give you a quick shot of some amazing work that I saw posted from yesterday's challenge, which was to create an onboarding with some animation. Look at this one, some timed animations. Boom. Super slick. I love the color palette on this one. This one was Tanea, her onboarding, absolutely crushing it. So join the Discord. That's where we can take a look at your work, get it featured on the stream, and then just find all that fun feedback and stuff like that. Next, you're gonna watch The Daily Show. You're already doing that, so you're like ahead on this wonderful Wednesday. And then lastly, share your work either on Discord or on Behance using the hashtag XDDailyChallenge. Awesome links. Sam is going to be putting some amazing links here in the chat for you to the Discord, to signing up for the challenge, all that cool stuff. Monir says, Jesse, I changed my avatar. Maybe you don't recognize me. I do recognize you because there's not too many Monirs in the chat. So very unique, you stand out. And so I like seeing familiar faces. Perry saying hello to me. Tell me where you're coming from as well, because we have Oya and Andreas, and Tia is back in the house, Miguel, Christina, Bernadette, just so many cool people jumping in. I love these live streams. I think they're so much fun. I can't wait to get started. Let me know what is something that you have learned to love during isolation and quarantine. Maybe you've read some books that you've loved. Maybe you've learned a new skill. Maybe you just loved being around for the XD Daily Creative Challenge. Maybe that's the thing. Let me know down in the chat. I would love to talk to you about it. And really quickly, people come from Dallas, Texas. Hello to Vipin. Hello to Michelle. Let's jump over to our starting file. My starting file is going to look a little bit different. I already put some work in because I feel very rushed in these 20-minute challenges. So I put a little work in, and we're going to be starting from there. You won't have this much in your starting file because I'm not allowed to give you all this content. But there'll be some stuff and you have the time for homework. All right, so we're on challenge number 7. We're designing a simple UI for kids to host watch parties. We're going to be focusing on or trying to use content-aware layout to create some consistency and awesome padding and layout structures. I have some inspirations here for you and a bunch of resources. And here's what we got so far. We're going to be, this is kind of like an Android tablet size. Okay, so it's kind of a generic Android tablet size. We don't know exactly. Sebastian says aloha. Well, aloha right back to you. People come from California, people come from Melbourne, people coming from Dallas, Texas, and Miami. I like how you even put that, Miami. Monir says I'm unique as well. Thanks, Monir. I appreciate it. All right, here's what we got on our artboards so far. We have, I got these cute little characters. Look at these little robot characters. They're so adorable. And we're gonna be just designing a little app called Watchy today. Why not call it Watchy? Why not? And when we prototype, we can just see just a little timed animation for like a little splash screen, okay? So the little robot's just kind of waving at you and his friends are kind of dancing around, moving around. This is about connecting. This is about friendships. It's not necessarily about robots, but it is pretty cute. And then we have the ability to click and just kind of push over a simple transition over into our main content. Okay, so what do we have on our main content artboard so far? We have our little, our little logo top left, our little Watchy logo. We have some fun icons that I found somewhere, some free icons, a free icon pack, really, really cool, with a couple tabs, just profile, home, friends, watch. We're on our home screen right now. It's kind of like the all-encompassing dashboard. This app should all be about friends and watching stuff. And that's what home is all about, okay? So friends and shows, here we go. We got some cool stuff like Sesame Street, CBeebies, and Splash and Bubbles, and fun shows down there. We're using a couple of fun typography typesets today, fonts today. Titan 1 for kind of our logo. And then for everything else, we're using this Sophia Pro Soft, which if we zoom in, you'll see it's kind of like Sophia Pro, but it's rounded. So everything's a little more bubbly, a little bit more friendly and kid stuff. If you haven't designed a lot of kid stuff, neither have I. I think it's about larger tap points, touch points, a lot of fun color and action, and things should just feel exciting. Kids have short attention spans. And maybe that's why I'm a big kid, because I have a short attention span. So this interface speaks to me. I don't know if it speaks to you as well. Let's see. Tia says XD is the thing she's been learning. It's a new skill. That's amazing. Let's see, who else is learning cool stuff? Monir says from Istanbul, it's midnight here. Doesn't stop me from watching me. All right, I love it. Other cool stuff happening. My homegirl Julia Clayton's in the chat. Lots of fun people. Okay, let's jump into our interface. First things first, we have a button up here. Let's just start using content-aware layout right away. Okay, what is content-aware layout? Well, I'll give you the perfect example of why you'd want to use it and what it is right now. We have a simple button. We're going to make a component out of it, and that component is just called button. Okay, we go over into our components panel. There it is. You can see our little button. It's a white button, a little bit of drop shadow or something like that, and just some purple text on the inside. Okay, and we could replace the normal button with a new instance over here of said button. Okay, so now we have the instance, but let's say somewhere else we want to use a button. Like let's say, I'm not saying we're going to like exactly, but here's the use case problem. Okay, I drag a button on here and let's say I anchor like a button down bottom right or something. I don't know, let's just put the button out here. And let's say we want to do something like create a watch party. Well, here's the problem. The problem is that the text is trapped and it doesn't stretch, and I'd have to go back in here and manipulate this thing and like spend all the time, and that's really frustrating. I have to do this and it's still not exact. It's not perfect. That's the problem, okay? So we're gonna fix this, okay? We're gonna go up, we're gonna go up and look at our button. This should be our master component. You always know it's a master because of the green filled diamond, okay? And we want to go over here into our layouts panel. Over on the right hand side, we want to turn on padding, okay? As soon as we do that, we have enabled padding for what it says, the group, okay? Now what that means is content-aware layout is going to look inside of my group. It's gonna find the shape that's at the bottom of the stack. In our case, it's gonna be our little button, right? Our actual button shape, our pill button shape. And it's looking for that. Whoa, where we zoomed in and touched something weird. Here we go. Let's lock that background so we don't mess with it anymore. Okay, so it's looking for that background shape, and then it's gonna apply the padding based off of everything inside, and it's gonna try to create that consistent padding for us. Here's what this means, okay? I have a button inside, some text inside of my button, and my ContentAware Layout, I can just click on the little the little field over here, and that's the top. If you ever coded front-end development, CSS, this is common shorthand for CSS. When you see 4 numbers in a row like this, top, right, bottom, left. Think of a Nintendo rocker switch, and you'll remember this, top, right, bottom, left, okay? So when I click on that first one, it represents the top, and I get this little visual of the padding there. So 19 on the top, 34 on the right, 19 on the bottom, 35 on the left. So we see there's a problem there. I want to even these out. I'm going to add 35 pixels on the right. And why don't we just make this a round number of 20 on the bottom? Okay, so far so good. You can also hold down the tilde button on your keyboard, and you can manually adjust these if you want to. So you can either adjust them over here in the padding field, you can adjust them here. You can also, instead of doing these individually, I could have just clicked right here and applied the same padding around all edges. Why does this matter? You might be asking. Because if I come back down and try to recreate my problem, and I want to create a watch party, create a watch party. Last thing we have to do, sorry, I messed up, is we have to make sure that this is a text field like this, okay? And yeah, so a text field. And let's just address the bottom and just kind of even it up, make it look the right way. Okay, so let's do this again. We should be able to drag our button out and say, create a watch party. Look at that. So now it's going to keep those same paddings on the left, top, right, and bottom hand edges of our button. These buttons have now become dynamic. That's the simplest use of ContentAware Layout. Now, you can continue to, you can take this ContentAware Layout button, you can nest it inside of other things, and as long as you have a background, like a shape of some kind. So let's say we over here had, I don't know, just like, let's come over here, create a rectangle. We have a shape right there. Let's bring our button over. Let's make our rectangle like purple, like this. Let's find our purple color. That's nicer. Okay, so let's say we have something going on like this. Why don't we just steal some typography really quickly? Let's steal a few things here. Let's steal one of these little guys and this guy, okay? Woo! Zoom in, paste these here. Okay, why don't we create like some sort of little card? How about favorite friend? Okay, maybe this is the other little kid that your kid likes to watch movies with the most. I don't know, something like that. Okay, so we can group all of these things together. We can turn on padding. Here's what it does. It gives us padding for everything. So now if I want to come in and shift my button around, we get these cool indicators that pop up on the left and the right hand side. It's keeping the padding on the bottom for me. So at the simplest, integration or usage of this is, let's say this card's too massive and I want to move it up. It's moving the card with it responsively. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. You mix this with the responsive resizing that we have inside of here, grabbing each individual element and manually placing it. For instance, making sure that our responsive resize, let's hook this thing to the top and the left. This title up here is now responsively resized to the top and the left. As we grow this thing, it's going to stay hooked over the top left, right? So you mix those two things together, you have superpowers, my friend, okay? So let's see if we can use ContentAware Layout in any other interesting use cases as we go. But with that being said, no, Alberto, this is a real app? No, it's not a real app. It's something I just concepted right now. It's my own invention called Watchy. Pretty good idea. I'm not sure if it's out there, but if it is, I didn't know about it. I was just thinking of a fun idea for my own kids. Okay, so let's create some fun animations and interactions out of these, okay? So first thing we do is we definitely need to have a like a scrolled over version. Adobe XD does not yet have the ability to scroll horizontally. So for instance, if I'm to stretch out my artboard like this, I have scrolling vertical. I don't have scrolling horizontal yet. So you still have to come up with all the the prototypes and workarounds. I'm soon pretty sure they probably will. Pretty sure pretty soon. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so why don't we head over to prototype tab, and I'm just gonna space this away so you can see it a little bit better. Why don't I grab my group of friends here and drag it over. I'm gonna do a drag interaction, and I'm going to auto animate over there. And why don't we just do a little bit of a snap, and I'm gonna grab the same thing here, drag it back. Adobe XD remembers my animation choice and it wires the whole thing up for me. Let's bring it back together. Okay, and why don't we start our prototype over? Boom, we have our little watch screen, or excuse me, splash screen, and now we're able to grab and drag back and forth our little friends column. That's pretty nice. You could try to do some complex way of creating a component with different states for this. I think this is simple enough, you don't really need it. Just, we're trying to not create a working app that somebody can use. We're trying to create a prototype that somebody can get a good idea of, okay? I wanna use this for stakeholders, decision makers, CEOs, all that kind of stuff, okay? But we could do some fun state stuff down here with shows. Why don't we do that? I also think this was not on the docket to do today, but why don't we play with actions and sound interactions? That would be fun, okay? We currently have like an active one over here. Why don't we do like, we'll do a new one down here. Actually, I'm going to, side note, when you duplicate something in prototype mode, it's going to duplicate all of those prototype wire up, like kind of like interactions there. If you do it in design mode, you get a fresh one with no prototypes logged into it, which is super helpful. If you have things prototyped and you like the way everything's prototyped, inside prototype mode, just duplicate that artboard, bam, you get all of those brought over with you. It's a package deal. It's pretty nice, okay? It looks like pretty, yeah, somebody says, Bernadette says, it looks like fun. It does look like fun, doesn't it? Kind of reminds me of Netflix Party Extension, but for kids. So cute. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna show this to my son and my daughter afterwards and see if they like it. I bet you they will. I bet you they'll dig it. Okay, so why don't we create, we have our little card right here. I'll tell you what, let's do a little work. Let's do some component state work. I'm gonna press Command or Control K and create a component out of my card. It has a default state. I want to now create this state, which is kind of like the active state. Okay, does that sound like a thing we could do? Let's do that. So with that being said, I'm just gonna look at the sizes here. I'm gonna go back over to my layers panel. My image is 410 237. So I'm just gonna select my image and say 410 230 237. Okay, there's my image. Whoa. And my card, you'll notice I did something, I'm gonna do something sneaky here. My shadow then becomes the little card that pops out. Kind of cool. See these little purple offset shadows? I think this is going to be kind of fun and cool with this little animation. So 376 by 296. I'm just reading those numbers out of my inspector panel over here. 376, 296. Okay, so let's do my shadow becomes 276 by 396. That can't be right, can it? That can't be right. 376, 296? Haha, we mixed it up. 376, 296. Something like that, okay? And then we want to change the color to white. And then we really just kind of want to center these guys. And where did my text go? My text needs to become my purple color, doesn't it? Whoop, just like that. And I think I had the opacity down on it. We just want to bring the opacity up. And we just want to make sure all these elements are centered, okay? So with that being said, we have, oh, I did all of that work. And then this is, okay. Well, we got to back up and do all that work again really quick because I'm a dum-dum. I didn't work off a new state. Work off a new state, children. Always, always make sure you're working off a new state. I made a component out of it, creating a new state. This new state is called active. Okay, let's do that again really quick. Let's just, I don't know, we'll just wing it this time because that took too long. Okay, and I have so little time to hang out with you folks. So boom, we're gonna do something like that. We'll just manipulate it. Bring my title up, make sure everything is center lined, and now you have your active state. Almost, don't we? We're gonna bring that over. Yep, we gotta play with things. Oh my gosh, come on, I'm clicking on the wrong things here. All right, there we go. Line that up. That looks like our active state. Now we should be able to go back and forth between our active state. Okay, sound good? Okay, I like that. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna delete all of these as well, okay? And I'm gonna go to my components. I have my master there. I just don't wanna have my master out on the artboard at all. I just wanna have it back there in my components. So I'm just gonna duplicate it like that. Blammo. And I have over on my desktop, I have some different images. Let's put our different images in there. Boom, boom, something like that. Okay. And let's take this one and make sure it's the active state version. And we'll just back these up. I think we're just going to use our distribution tools. Okay. So this one's called CBeebies and this one is called Sesame Street. This one is called Doc McStuffins. Cutest name for a cartoon, FYI. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Okay, CBeebies, and then you have to change it for both states. It's important that you remember that, okay? So I'm gonna change this again. This should say Sesame Street again, okay? So we should be able to put that back down to our default state. Let's go active. Actually, why don't we just do this? I'm gonna copy Doc McStuffins out of there and turn it into our active state. I'm gonna drag Doc McStuffins' picture in there and paste that in there and put her back there. So now we have all of these instances that have all of their states. Pretty nice. Now we can create our new artboard and we can prototype to them. So with that being said, we want to go to prototype and we want to, on tap of this, we want to go over and over here what we want to happen in our design tab is we want this to go back to the default state. We want this to go to the active state and slide over something like that and just redistribute these to make them even, just like that. And why don't we actually slide it over like that and put it dead center, okay? And then on our prototype we just go right back. So I think we did drag by accident, so let's fix what we did there. We want to do a tap, auto animate over with a little bit of some snappiness, okay? And we want to tap our way back. Now, like I said, let's do some fun stuff. Let's do, let's see. I'm totally sorry. I was like forgetting all about the chat just for a second. Let's do one more thing. Let's add some little interactions here. Let's do an audio playback. I have a file already loaded up. So I'm just grabbing my prototype and I'm hitting this little action spot right down here. And I'm adding a file there. It's like a little bloop blop kind of sound. Now let's go right here and let's prototype it and see. Oh, I have to turn my volume up. Let's see if the volume works. Woo, listen to that. Boop. It's a cute little kid's bop sound. Come on. You gotta love it. We can go back and forth between the two. I just like it. It's nice, okay? Isn't it nice? We're gonna want to let's see, make sure that we have this same drag trigger on these guys as well though. So tap, drag, something like that, a little bit of snappiness. That way, check them out, we can always drag and whoop. What am I thinking? What am I thinking here? Oh. We're gonna paste this right here. Boom, sorry. We gotta make sure everything's wired up. So we're able to drag, we're able to pop back and forth between the two. Pretty cute, pretty fun, pretty awesome, okay? With that being said, I think I only have like another minute left or two, but why don't we bring our button in one more time for content-aware layout? Let's just change, what if we changed, yeah, maybe we don't need to. I think you guys get it. Don't you guys get it? Oh, really quickly, can I do this in 1 minute? I'm not really sure. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to delete everything off of this artboard. Okay. I'm going to draw a card. Boom. I'm going to round the corners a little bit. I'm going to take this 2, 3, 4. Boom, like this. I'm going to make a quick overlay. Do we think we can do it with this short amount of time? I have like 2 minutes left. Let's pick our purple color. Okay, like that. Something like this. Let's grab all of our little names and make those like a color that pops out. And then let's grab a button. Boom. We're gonna change this instance and make sure that the fill color is purple and that the text is white instead. And let's see our content-aware layout work for us, which it should say, watch with these friends. Boom, just like that. Something like that, okay? Let's just bring this down. We have so little time left. I'm gonna grab all of those, group them together, turn on padding, and now look, content-aware layout. Whoop, if I wanna change that, I can. We can come over here. If we click on this in our prototype, why don't we just tap and we will overlay right there. Check it out, let's try this. Let's press play. I like this one. Boop, just like that. And we head back somehow. So we would have to wire it up a little bit more, but why don't we head back over to our Discord and spend the last minute or so looking at a few more. Here's a submission from yesterday's challenge from Mon33X using those graphs. I'd love to see some animation from this one. That one's really, really nice. There was another animation down here. I wanted to see this one. Looked really nice as well. Some hovers. Again, there's no hovers in mobile, but still really, really fun. That one was submitted by Wendy X. And there was one down here that I really, really liked. This one. Love this one that was submitted by Andreas. Is that our own Andreas Leon inside the chat? I'm not sure. Look at these animations. Look at this. It's beautiful. I'm gonna click on that, press play. I love the exercising animation. Great work. I'm going to be sticking around in the Discord to look at a lot more of your submissions and leave you feedback. Join me there. Make sure you join the Discord and make sure you join me right here again tomorrow on the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. Thank you everybody for being in the chat and being so awesome. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.